Welcome back to Real Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and we have the Knicks hosting the Wizards. And the Knicks are 15-point home favorites. The over-under is at 220.5. The Wizards are plus 700 on the money line, and the Knicks are minus 1100. So absolutely no value in betting them there. Now these are the overnight odds. They're going to change the closer we get to tip-off tomorrow. They've played each other 3 times this season. The Knicks won all 3 games, 2 of which were a blowout, 1 was not. 134-106 in New York, 136-132 in DC, and then 126-106 also in DC. All 3 games went over. The Knicks covered 2 out of the 3. Obviously, the game that they won by 4, they didn't cover because the Wizards are terrible. So they've basically been double-digit underdogs in every game that they play this season. Lineups for tomorrow's game are supposed to be Poole, Johnson, Champagne, George, and Sarr. Then it's supposed to be McBride, Bridges, Hart, Anunoby, and Towns. Lineups have not been confirmed. Every NBA team has 30 minutes before the game to tell you who's going to play. That's the NBA rule, and until they adjust it, we're just going to have to deal with it, and it just sucks if you're trying to bet these games overnight. Head-to-head, the Knicks are 9-1 against the Wizards in their last 10. The Knicks have beaten the Wizards the last 8 times they've played them. The road team is on a 2-game winning streak. The road team is 7-3 in their last 10 meetings. The favorite is 5-5 against the spread. The favorite is 8-2 on the money line. The over is hitting their last 3. The under is 6-4, and the over at 220.5 is 8-2. Now Brunson's 20-25 points a game is something that does have to be taken into consideration here when you think about taking the over. The Wizards are 4-6 in their last 10, 3-7 against the spread. The over is 6-4, and the over is hitting their last 2. They've lost their last 3. They have not covered any of those games. 249, then there was a total of 209, 240, and then 225. 3-point win over the Nuggets, they covered. 15-point loss to the Blazers. 16-point loss to the Jazz, and then a 15-point loss to the Magic. So they're right there in that sweet spot of where the Knicks have them as far as the spread is concerned. For the Knicks, 4-6 in their last 10, 3-7 against the spread. The under is 7-3. The under is hitting their last 2. They're 1-3 in their last 4, and they lost consecutive games to the Spurs and to the Hornets. The Hornets are a bottom 4 team as well as the Wizards, so kind of alarming. A total of 191, then 211 points, 225, and then 213. 3-point loss to the Warriors, covered. 21-point win over the Heat, they covered. 15-point loss to the Spurs, and then a 17-point loss to the Hornets. I say this in pretty much the Knicks videos. They are on my do not bet list consistently inconsistent, as we're seeing. Now, they've lost to the Spurs and the Hornets. So if you're a smart person, you see how they're not winning or they're not covering, you'd want to take the Wizards getting the points. This would probably be the game that the Knicks stick it up all of our asses and not only win, but absolutely annihilate the Wizards. I would take the Knicks on the money line because I think they're going to actually beat the Wizards. I would take the Wizards getting the points, and this would be a game where I'd look to get them on an alternate spread where you could probably get them in the mid to high 20s and get them at a really reasonable price. And then I'd go under just because I don't know if the Wizards are going to break 100. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.